Yeah, I do too. The thunder makes me happy. Back in space in a Maulus again.
Whoa.
I'm going to activate the acceleration gate, which takes me from a space field into a space room.
Uh-huh.
This guy's going to ambush me as I come into the space room. What they actually call it in the game is a dead space pocket. But functionally, it's a space room. And as I came through the space door, he was ready to fight. Down here, right above the heads-up display, you can see that he has us scrammed and webbed. And we're doing the same to him, and we're shooting with guns, and we're attacking with drones. You can see the health bars.
Noise.
So that guy did not have a whole lot for the Maulus, which is packing more heat than your average Maulus. This is the first kill mail I've gotten in a while. I haven't been playing Eve. When you blow people up, you get kill marks, and we now have 1 kill mark on our Maulus. This is a gate. We're in Kermonen right now. We're going to jump to Camella. So we're going to a new solar system. This is the directional scanner. Every time I scan, it scans in a 14.3 astronomical unit radius around the ship. An astronomical unit is the distance from the sun to the Earth.
Oh wow, that's a giant shield.
It's a giant... Yeah, it's a sensor, not a shield. But I'm looking for ships. So I'm using my directional scanner to scan.
Huh.
You can also... You know how at school you can roll up a piece of paper into a cone and look through it like it's a telescope?
Mm-hmm.
Or at least we did that at school when I was a kid. You can also do that with the directional scanner. So you roll up a piece of paper and it only works through the bit of paper, and then you point it at stuff. So you can see, is there a spaceship in a specific space room? And then if there is, you can go to the space room and see if they want to space fight you. Alright, so I've docked in my home station. I'm repairing my Maulus. I'm getting ready to go out and fight again. I'm going to swap out my afterburner. I have a fairly nice afterburner, but I'm going to put on just about the nicest possible afterburner because I want my ship to go really, really fast. Because I want people to miss me when they shoot at me.
Dodge.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm going to try to fight up as much as I can, and part of that's going to be to hit as hard as possible, and part of that is going to be to have as many hit points as possible, and part of that's going to be to move as fast as possible. And I just barely can't fit the afterburner, so I'm putting on an ever so slightly less power grid using shield so it all fits. Your ship has slots and CPU and power grid. And you'll have to put modules on it, and there's only so much resources, so you got choices to make. Or you can use Papa's Fits and then just fight things.
I spaced out for like 5 seconds, and
You're fine.
I totally have no idea what we're talking about anymore.
That's alright. So we're back in space.
Noise.
And we're going to go look for another fight. How's that?
Okay.
You mentioned that you want to play someday, and I was saying when you play, you will have to fit your ships or use Papa's Fits.
Okay, I want like you said, like I want to make like a shop, like you thought, like. Or
You want to make Laskerson's lemonade stand?
Yes.
I like that idea. We gotta make you a Laskerson character. Yeah, you can sell lemonade via contracts. Label them not a scam.
So can't you, like, don't you have a lot of parts that you don't use?
I can give you some stuff to sell if you want.
Yay!
Yeah, if you want to sell stuff. I do. I have a bunch of stuff that could be sold. You can be in charge of doing the garage sale.
Nice.
Reese Misk.
The game looks so cool. I really like it.
Yeah, I do too. I really like it's like an open world sandboxy simulation where you can play all sorts of different ways. I got to design my own play style. I don't think anyone plays quite like I do. But lots of people have some overlap, and then I think lots of people have their own play style where they do their own mix of different activities in the game. They have their own favorite ships and specialties. Alright. This guy's on a Thrasher fleet issue. I feel like some of the best destroyers in small plexes are the Navy, like Thrasher fleet issue, Courser fleet issue. That's maybe not what's called, but they're the heavyweights. So this is maybe potentially a very difficult fight. I'm going to try to get on top of him in orbit and mitigate some of his damage, and my drones will do full damage, and I think my guns will do pretty good damage. And I'm tanked in shield. My shield regenerates some, and he's going to be tanked in armor or hull, and it won't regenerate, and so I'm going to drag out the fight.
The top thing of the circle is your shield?
Yes.
And you have a lot of shield, but not much
other stuff, yeah.
Alright.
But my shield does regenerate a little bit. It hits maximum regeneration at like a third shield, and if I fall below that, then it'll fall off again. But if I can hang right here, then actually I can tank him for a really long time. And he's getting chopped down here. Not super fast, but just hit. Getting worn down. And then here now I'm just going straight at him because he can't get me. He's too far down, and I'm just trying to finish him off. And I do manage it.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was pretty pleased about that. I've not been playing lately, and so I wasn't sure if I would just immediately make mistakes and blow myself up, but so far no. So that feels good. He says, blinged Maulus in faction warfare, lol. And I just give him a smiley face.
Mm-hmm.
It is a pretty blinged Maulus.
Nice. Yeah, I really want to play this game. This looks like a lot of fun.
It really is, and it really I'm playing it just by myself, but it's really a social game, and so people play in groups together and they coordinate, and you can do some really cool stuff as you form fleets and so on. Yeah, and it can just keep getting more complex and more interesting as you put more into it. Some people become fleet commanders and run huge groups with lots of, like, you can have hundreds of people in your fleet fighting another group with hundreds of people in their fleet, and like you're giving the orders to all the hundreds of people, be like, okay, everybody shoot this guy. So they all concentrate their fire on that guy and he blows up.
Hello.
Or maybe the logistics catch him and they're able to repair his shields before you destroy him. Like, okay, everybody switch onto this guy. You try to surprise them, move back and forth, change it around.
Ship appears. You appear. The ship blows up. That just reminds me of something funny I saw. So I'm just imagining some guys like, it's a lovely day to walk down the road. If I ever stop singing, I will explode. You, hi Steven, what have you done?
So in this particular fight, the part of Steven is played by Kirith Darkblade. And there he is in his coercer, and here's me and my Maulus. And he has good damage, but he's missing with all his lasers. And so he's going to die pretty fast, and I'm not going to have to do much to mitigate it. Put the drones away. You see all the drones flying. We can fight each other. Repair all my modules. I loot his ship.
Loot, 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 loot.
I feel like maybe a third to a half of the modules are left after you blow someone up. And so you can loot their stuff. This is where a lot of my stuff comes from, is looting my enemies. I was going to say the corpses of my enemies, but they actually leave a corpse behind too, and I don't generally collect those because you can't do anything with them. They're just for show. Some people have huge corpse collections.
Wait, what?
Because you're an immortal capsuleer, and if you die, your consciousness is immediately downloaded into a new clone. you live forever, but you leave behind a trail of corpses as you fight for fun in this particular universe.
Ooh. Oh
So
my
that's
god.
silly. Yeah, that's a little silly. But you don't have to interact with that part of the game at all. I don't have any corpses collected. Probably there are people out there who've collected my corpse, if I'm honest. But if it brings them joy, there's always another one, so I don't know.
Still, people collecting your corpse is a little...
No, I agree. It's bizarre. It's bizarre.
It's a little gory.
Yes, it is. It is. I admit it. I maybe should have picked a different detail to discuss. Okay, so I'm going to fight a Punisher here. Punishers are often bait, but you can actually make a really tough Punisher.
Punisher.
Mostly they don't fight well, but this guy just absolutely wrecks me.
Hello, good sir.
And I'm just melting. And now finally I get the orbit on, but I'm scared because I'm close to... I could maybe have stayed and fought him, but I panic and take off. Because I'm also not pointed. I leave behind 4 drones. But my ship doesn't get blown up. So... yeah, that was good. You can make a really tanky Punisher and you can make a huge damage Punisher. And I was almost done before he'd even started to get through his armor. So it was good to bail. But then I can't dock because I still have an aggression timer. So I have to bounce off the ship. I don't want to get tackled by those 3 Hecates. I bounce to a safe spot where they can't get me. And then I'm going to go back again and dock as soon as the aggression timer runs out. After you've been in a fight for a minute, you can't dock or jump.
Interesting. So you either fight a little bit and leave, or you fight until the death.
Or I could fight a lot of it and then leave. Really, the death I want to fight until is theirs. I don't mind if I never die, but I do, and I don't want to take. So some people never take fights because they don't want to die. I'd rather try to take the fight, and then if I don't want to die, try to escape. Because it's fun to slither away from what seems like certain death. I enjoy it.
Talking.
I gotta get some more drones. Because I had to abandon drones.
More drones. Can you only have a certain number of drones?
You can only have... so there's drone bay and drone bandwidth. The Maulus has 30 cubic meters of drone bay and 20 megabytes of drone bandwidth, which means it has a bay for 6 and it can launch 4 of the light small drones. It's 5 per. Both for meters and megabits.
Error 404. George.exe has stopped working. Please reload George.
4 drones in space, 6 in the bay for the Maulus. And and because they each take 5 meters and 5 megabits, that the 20 megabits and 30 meters, cubic meters, is the same as the 4 and the 6. Alright, now here I try to figure out, can I fight one of these rifters without fighting the Punisher? You gotta think about, when I pick this fight, will any friends show up? Will any of this guy's friends show up? And how long will it take them to show up? And can I bail before they get me? I like fighting ships that are a lot faster than my enemies, so I have at least some opportunity to escape if a friend shows up. I also like having a lot of damage so that the fights are shorter, so that their friends have less time to react.
I like how you're like explaining and I'm like, yes.
What else to do unless you have something to add?
No, not really.
You will though. You will. So I think the toughest thing you can fit in a small plex is a course or navy issue, in my opinion. And I managed to get a fight with one here in a minute, and I'm pleased about it. It's fun. Alright, so if you're getting beat up, you can warp off unless you're pointed, which means that they've got a warp scrambler on you or a warp disruptor. So there I was getting beat up, but I just warped off because he did not have me pointed. But it takes a slot to put the warp disrupting thing in. And if you don't put the warp disrupting thing in the slot, instead you can put a tank module. So you can be tougher, but your opponent can leave at any time. So I can make myself tougher by allowing my opponent to only have to stay as long as they want. That ends up being important for the next fight.
Can you say that again?
Yeah. So in this game, you can always just warp off.
Okay.
Unless you're scrambled or warp disrupted.
Okay.
So warp drives let you move from one part of a solar system to another. And you can always get away from a fight unless you're pointed.
Okay. That makes sense.
But the point, which is either a warp disruptor or a warp scrambler, takes up a slot.
Oh, interesting.
If I leave it at home, I can put something else in the slot. And one of the things I can put in is something that makes my shield shieldier. It adds resistances to the shield so that the effective hit points are higher.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I probably can't fight this Coercer Navy issue unless I can get some kind of bonkers advantages, because it's too big of a hill to climb.
Oh.
Right here I'm trying to find this Fed Navy comment and fight him. But he's hanging out in a medium advanced plex, which means he might have a combat recon ship hiding in there, a curse. And I'll go in and they'll just drain my capacitor. They don't appear on D-scan, they're the one thing. They need a medium advanced plex, but I'm real suspicious of people in medium advanced plexes. Why aren't you in some other sort of plex, friend? Is there a trap in there? Often there's a trap in there.
Often there's a trap in there.
He could be in a medium novice plex. He could be in a scout novice plex. He could be in a small novice plex. He could be a small advanced plex. Why is he a medium advanced plex? And the answer might be he's a friend with a curse. So
that's sus.
That's what I say. I do sometimes leap into medium advanced plexes to fight a guy, but I have to expect that I'm going to lose and not be able to do anything about it. And I have to be okay with that. And just there's a dumb trap I can't get away from. Here I think about it and ultimately decide not to fight him, or not even to check in the plex, and instead I'm going to go back from Sosala
See ya.
Camella, which is my home where I live. And when I get here, I keep saying Coercer Navy issue, but maybe it's a Catalyst Navy issue? It's a Catalyst Navy issue. You're saying the wrong name. It's embarrassing. One of these days, we should, I guess maybe once you start playing the game, you should spend some time fiddling around with the ship tree. It's just got like descriptions of the ships and their details, and you can see what they look like. And okay, so I want to fight this guy, but I don't think I'll be able to do it the way I'm set up right now. So I'm going to go back to the station. I'm going to take the warp scrambler out, and I'm going to put a multi-spectrum invulnerability field in for the final fight.
Final Fantasy music starts playing.
So one of the problems I've got is that this guy's using blasters and I'm using blasters. So sometimes I can like fly in such a way that their guns aren't helping them as much as my guns are helping me, and my drones are hitting them and they don't have drones. But his blasters are going to blast like my blasters are going to blast. So it's going to be close-ish. My plan is to just brawl him toe-to-toe, and he's going to be surprised by my damage, but it's going to seem like he's going to be able to win. And then after we brawled toe-to-toe for a little while, and he's pretty sure he's winning, I'm going to start orbiting him, and I'm going to try to make it so that both of our guns are missing a lot, but my drones are not, and my shield regen is going to keep going, but his armor regen will run out of capacitor and wear out, so I'm going to try to wear him down. It's got to look close, though, because he won't be pointed, so he can warp off at any moment. The only thing that keeps him on the field is that he's sure he's going to win. But he's so sure he's going to win that I'm betting we can kill him and he never even tries to warp off. He has a lot of justification for being sure he's going to win. If this fight happens 100 times in the game of Eve, 99 of them are going to be wins for him. But maybe one of them will be win for the Mauls. We'll see. Here we go. Fight starts now. So we're trying to get into the orbit, but we're not there yet, so we're trading shots. And then I switch to my keep it range strategy, so we brawl toe-to-toe. And I'm not orbiting at all. Toe-to-toe, his repper's running, and I can see he's gonna be able to rep our damage for a while. He's got good reps. So I switch to orbit. I need to not run out of this shield. This is my last hope, right? He can tank us for a while, and I need most of his damage to miss so the shield regeneration can carry us. So he's missing, he's repping, he's doing damage, our shield regeneration's working. He's holding. Oh,
yes, let's go! Explosion PNG.
Boom.
See ya.
And he says, bro. And I say, bro! And he says, what the heck? I need to see that fitting. LOL. Good fight. And I loot his ship, not his corpse, which I have no interest in. I leave that in space to freeze. And somebody else can find it and collect it and put it in their collection.
Ooh, look, corpse.
I share the fit with him, and I say, hey, I've got a video of this on my channel, because I love telling people about the fits I use, and then they can try to fly them in other fights. I love it when something about Eve makes it so that I can win and blow someone up, and mostly they'd be irritated because their ship's gone. But if I can give them a cool idea that they can then go have fun with, they don't mind anymore. So, yeah.
Link it, please.
Yep. And then I give him the link, and voila, that was the whole thing.
Nice.